Greetings, fellow Gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about Sick, which is a slasher movie set during the COVID-19 pandemic. It is a slasher movie that is not only set within it, it's actually part of the plot, the whole COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
It follows two girls who are going to spend lockdown at one of their family cabins in the woods. And a killer comes and stalks them and tries to kill them.
Yeah, this has got probably one of the first and probably one of the best of the lockdown-themed movies.
Oh, yeah. Because, COVID-19 isn't just, like a setting in this. It's actually, like, a plot point.
Yeah, it's actually a plot point that this is happening.
Which we'll talk more about how COVID-19 ties into the actual plot of the movie in the spoiler section, because a lot of that is a spoiler. The fact that they're at this cabin in the first place is because of COVID, so
yeah.
there is that. This movie was written by Kevin Williamson of Scream fame, and you can tell because
you can tell
because there's a sense of humor throughout this movie.
Well, there's also an ability to how to put it, run with a theme.
Yes.
That he's very good at putting into a slasher scenario.
Yup. And the characters are really good. I was actually surprised when this movie first started. I thought I was going to hate the two main characters because
they set up the two main characters to be unlikable and then change your mind over the course of the next 90 minutes.
At the beginning, they come across vapid sorority girls.
Self-involved sorority girls. Yeah. They're specifically sorority girls.
Exactly. And then one of their boyfriends is introduced when he sneaks into the cabin, and this happens really early on. So whatever. And then he's comes across a little bit like a douchey bro. And I'm like, am I going to like these characters, or am I just going to enjoy watching them die? But by the end of the movie, I found myself going, no, don't kill them. I like them.
Yeah. By the end of the movie, one of the best tricks that they pull is with the boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Because in the beginning, they couch him like he's this creepy stalker that won't leave one girl alone. And as the story goes on, you realize, oh no, she actually is fucking around with him.
Yeah.
She's actually fucking around with him, but it's not, it's because she has intimacy issues.
Yeah. It's not that he's a creepy stalker. It's that she has intimacy issues. And for all intents and purposes, they should be more serious than they are.
Yeah, clearly.
But she has something in the way that's stopping her from committing. You know?
Basically the thing that is actually getting in the way of the relationship is actually her.
And then you have the friendship between the two girls, which at first you're just oh, they're so vapid. And then as the story goes on, you're like, oh no, actually, there's more to them.
Yeah, there's a lot more to them.
And they're actually really likable, and their friendship is legitimately endearing. And this is even before you get to the survival scenario where they're both trying to survive not dying, Yeah. There's a slow build up until the point when the slashing starts, which is probably why the movie has an opening slasher kill.
Yeah, just to get it going.
Just to get it going, because you're going to be sitting there for a good 30 minutes before any slashing starts after the opening kill.
Yeah, so it has a cold open.
And then when the slashing starts, it actually reminds me a lot of movies like Hush.
Yes.
Where there's a killer and there is slashing going on, but the slashing's happening very spread out. And a lot of the movie is the stalking and chasing that's going on.
Yeah. It's not as psychologically tense as Hush is.
No.
Because that's Hush has got a lot of that Hitchcock going on.
It does.
This does not. This is a straight up slasher.
But I mean in the sense that a lot of this movie is less watching the killer kill someone off one by one, 10 Little Soldiers style.
Oh, yeah.
But watching them try to outmaneuver the killer in scenario after scenario. Now he's stalking them in the kitchen. How do they get out of the kitchen?
Yeah.
Now he's stalking them on the lake. How do they get out of the lake?
One of the things that they did that I actually thought was really, really good that you don't see that often, that Hush did, is that the slasher itself is the dynamite at the foot of the bed.
Yeah.
It's the dynamite under the table.
You're just waiting for it to go off.
Yeah, because you see him moving in the background.
Yeah, you see him in the background, and sometimes you get the slasher cam watching them as they're on the deck talking or something, right?
Yeah, so you know that the guy's active because you're watching him, but the main characters don't see him.
You do have a bunch of questions because like the initial kill happens like in a city. So when they're getting stalked in like the cabin, you're trying to figure out, is there a connection here?
Yeah. What's the connective tissue?
And there is, when we get to the spoiler section, an answer for all of this.
Yeah.
In fact, that's actually the thing that elevated this movie for me from being a pretty good slasher to being a pretty great slasher is when you get to the killer reveal and everything and all the reasons are laid out, and I'm like, God damn it, fucking Kevin Williamson. Like, this is not only have you managed to layer in some social commentary here, you've also done a truly unique setup for a slasher movie while also kind of hearkening back to old school slasher tropes.
Yes.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, like, it doesn't lazily rely on what you expect.
Yeah.
But clearly it uses those.
Yeah.
It uses those old tricks very effectively.
Your Next is another one that it kind of reminded me of.
Yeah.
Whereas the main characters aren't like survivalists like the main character of Your Next is, but that same vibe of like trying to outsmart the killer and trying to like outmaneuver and like fight back against the killer to the best of their abilities.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Sick is a great slasher movie. It is currently available. Whatever platform it's on, I will show right here.
Yeah.
And you can go and watch it at your leisure. But I highly recommend it. I think it might have been Peacock actually, but whatever. It was on one of those streaming platforms. It is fun. Get some friends, bring some drinks, and have a good time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But be sure to socially distance. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, let us move on to the spoilers. So the first spoiler is there's more than one killer. It is not just a singular killer chasing them, even though for a chunk at the beginning it feels like there is.
Yeah.
There's actually a whole family of serial killers going after them. And I do emphasize family.
Yes.
Because the big reveal at the end of this movie is that these girls are being stalked because of the actions of one of the girls. What that one girl did was she hooked up with this guy at a fraternity party, and that guy later got contracted with COVID-19 and died.
Yeah.
And the people that are slasher killing them is his family. His mom, his dad, and his brother. The kill at the beginning of the movie,
it's the person that gave the girl COVID.
That's right, because they did the contact tracing thing. And they realized that she got it from this guy, and so they killed him for giving it to her, and then she gave it to him. And the twist is that she has COVID-19 and doesn't realize it because she's asymptomatic.
Yeah.
The mom's basically a Karen at this point, like trying to go after her because you got my son killed, but it's ignoring the fact that the son died for going to a
going to the party in the first place.
Like, he went to the party.
Nobody forced him.
Everyone at that party is kind of responsible for their own actions there, including her son. But it's a slasher movie, so, like, you know, she's like Mrs. Voorhees, you know? To the point where I think her name actually was something like Pamela.
Yeah, and her name is Pamela, The killer is a constant known presence, much like COVID-19 itself.
Yes.
You know, it's always there. You're always aware of it. You know, even if you're not sure when it's going to strike, which I thought was actually pretty brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. I also liked the subverting of certain tropes. Even though the girl who gave the guy COVID-19 that they're there for in the first place, she's basically the final girl of the story. She's not the only survivor.
No.
Her friend also survives, and the two of them kind of become co-final girls working together in tandem to take these guys down. And I like that because, you know, a normal slasher movie following a normal slasher formula, that friend would have been dead.
Oh, yeah, she'd have been toast.
She would have been one of the last kills, and then final girl will be on her own.
Yeah. The other thing that makes this movie like really good is it really is all about the chase, because the overall body count's actually kind of small. It's
a very small body count. We got that opening kill. We got the boyfriend who shows up and like sacrifices himself to let them try to get away, but then they can't because car keys and shit. There's a guy who like tries to help them when they run into his house looking for a phone at one point.
Yeah.
And then there's the killers who die one.
Basically.
The dad's fucking scary in this. Like, he's the guy who chases them down and does my favorite chase scene in the movie, and that's when he follows the one girl in the lake.
Yeah.
She, like, gets on this little raft and, like, gets away from him. And then she thinks she gets away, but then when she's all the way in the lake, and this is pitch black in the middle of night, like he's already swum up underneath and he's like stabbing underneath.
Oh yeah, he like Jason's this shit. Like
and you're just like, oh shit, this guy's fucking.
And the thing that's really funny is like when he is unmasked, he seems like a really like kind of pussy whipped dad, but when he's like trying to kill somebody, he's like this.
Oh man, that
terrifying.
He's a stone cold killer. I'm like convinced he's like a Navy SEAL or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. That'd probably be in like the backstory of a bio or something, because now you mention it, it's like probably he would be, because he's really physically fit even if he doesn't look like much.
I also really like the scene when the tables are turned and they realize that they're dealing with a family. Because she like tries to escape and she runs across a car, and there's this lady in the car, and there's this hilarious moment where it's just like, oh no, you got to be wearing a mask. Oh, I don't have a mask. Oh, here, let me get a mask out for you, whatever. And then she gives him the mask, and the mask has chloroform on the other side because it turns out it's the mom.
Yep. The movie is largely cat and mouse.
Yeah.
And there are a bunch of fake outs.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fake outs, and it's just a fun ride from start to finish because you don't know where this damn movie's going.
Yeah. And the other thing is even though the body count is low, the maiming count is very high.
Oh God! Like by the end of this, those poor girls.
Yeah,
man.
I'm like, okay, like that one's not going to be able to walk right.
The one
again.
That was thrown out of the window.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it's like it's weird because like there are as many kill attempts as a regular slasher.
Yeah, but they survive.
But there are really only 2 potential victims. They both survive, so they're both brutalized by the end of this thing.
By the time you get to the fight in the barn, and then they kill I think it was the mom, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the mom. I forgot the mom that has that one final Pamela Voorhees moment in the barn.
Yeah.
And they walk into the fucking road and the cops are coming. You're just like, man, these guys earned this survival. Like, they fucking, Jesus
they're barely walking out of there. Which was a really good way to handle a COVID-19.
Oh, yeah.
Slasher movie.
It
has a very limited cast.
The movie did the thing that I was thinking of back when we were on lockdown, where I was thinking of like, man, this would be like the perfect scenario for like a serial killer movie, right? Like everyone's locking down, staying in their homes, people aren't out on the streets as much, and people are being very careful and cautious, and people are wearing masks, so like a serial killer could like hide amongst them. And this movie utilized a lot of those kinds of ideas, and did it in ways that I didn't expect. So
this was really good.
And with that said, where can they find you, Count Jackula?
Oh, you can usually find me on Twitch at Count_Jackula, where I stream most days at starting at either 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or midnight. And you can also follow me on Twitter, where I will let y'all know when I am streaming. I always put a notification out on Twitter. And you can also follow me on Instagram. That would be Satanic Jackula at the Instagram, where, send me a message, say hi, I might not respond back, but I'll see it. I'll read it.
Makes sense.
And then you can feel like I'm ignoring you in real time.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. How about you?
Y'all know me. I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, and Facebook, and Mastodon. Just look up the Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema, and I'll be there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. Check out our Patreon pages, and remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way.
Please donate. We're broke as shit.
Yeah, pretty much donate.
It's
every little cent helps.
This year started out being way more financially strapped than normal.
Yep, pretty much. And if you made it this far into the vlog, comment below. And if you do comment below, I want you to comment below using the hashtag
Put Your Mask On.
Hashtag put your mask on. Use that in your comment below. That way I know. That way Jack knows. That way the whole world knows you watched this video all the way through. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, we're probably going to do a vlog on Skinamarink when that comes out on Thursday. So see you then. Peace out.